Imagine spending more money on a single object than entire countries earn in a year. We're talking about purchases so ridiculously expensive, they'll make your head spin. From paintings worth more than private islands, to cars that cost as much as skyscrapers, these are the most jaw-dropping price tags in history. And stick around, because number one sold for a price so astronomical, it could fund a mission to Mars. Before we dive in, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment telling us what you'd buy if money was no object. You think your car payment is high? Try dropping $70 million on a single vehicle. In 2018, a 1962 Ferrari 250 GTO became the most expensive car ever sold at auction, fetching a mind-blowing $48.4 million, though private sales have hit $70 million. Only 36 of these Italian masterpieces were ever built, making it rarer than finding a needle in a haystack the size of Texas. This isn't just a car. It's a 3-liter V12 rocket that dominated racing in the 1960s, hitting speeds of 174 miles per hour when most family sedans couldn't break 90. Here's the crazy part. The original owner paid just $18,000 for it in 1962. That's a 388,000% return on investment, making it a better bet than Bitcoin, real estate, or pretty much any investment in human history. Diamonds are supposed to be a girl's best friend, but at this price, they'd better be your soulmate. The Oppenheimer Blue Diamond sold for an eye-watering $57.5 million in 2016, making it the most expensive jewel ever auctioned. This isn't your average engagement ring stone. We're talking about a 14.62 carat vivid blue diamond that's about the size of a walnut. To put that in perspective, the average engagement ring is 1 carat, meaning you could make 14 engagement rings from this single stone. What makes blue diamonds so insanely valuable? Only 1 in 200,000 diamonds has even a hint of blue color. This gem was named after Sir Philip Oppenheimer, whose family controlled the diamond market for generations. The winning bidder paid $3.9 million per carat, which breaks down to roughly $780,000 per gram. That's more expensive per weight than a space shuttle. If you thought yachts were expensive, wait until you hear about the History Supreme. This floating palace allegedly sold for 4.8 billion, yes, billion with a B, to a Malaysian businessman. The entire vessel is wrapped in 100,000 kilograms of solid gold and platinum, from the base to the dining area to the master bedroom. Imagine a yacht that weighs as much as 50 elephants, just in precious metals alone. The centerpiece? A wall feature made from genuine Tyrannosaurus rex bones, and a statue crafted from actual meteoric rock. The master bedroom alone contains a 24-carat gold aquarium wall. Here's what's wild. At 4.8 billion, you could buy 68 Ferrari 250 GTOs, or purchase every single home in a small American town. British designer Stuart Hughes spent 3 years building this golden monstrosity. Some experts question if it actually exists, but if it does, it's floating proof that there's no limit to human excess. A sculpture of a stick figure, sold for more than most people will earn in multiple lifetimes. Alberto Giacometti's Walking Man Eye hammered down at $104.3 million in 2010, setting a record for any sculpture ever sold. This bronze figure stands just 6 feet tall, about the height of an average door frame, yet commanded a price that could buy you a private island, a fleet of Lamborghinis, and still leave change. What makes an elongated bronze man worth 9 figures? Giacometti created this masterpiece in 1961, and it captures the existential isolation of post-war Europe in a way that resonates to this day. Only 6 casts exist in the world, making it rarer than a blue moon eclipse. The buyer paid roughly $17.4 million per foot of sculpture. To put that in perspective, that's more per foot than beachfront property in Monaco. The auction lasted just 8 minutes, with bidders jumping in million-dollar increments like they were ordering coffee. Some people buy houses. Billionaires buy entire hilltops. The Villa Leopolda on the French Riviera was purchased for $750 million, making it one of the most expensive residential properties ever sold. This isn't just a house. It's a 50-acre compound that's larger than 40 football fields, with gardens designed by the same landscape architect who created the Gardens of Versailles. The mansion itself contains 19 bedrooms, which means you could sleep in a different room for almost 3 weeks straight. Originally built in 1902 by Belgium's King Leopold II, hence the name, the villa has hosted everyone from European royalty to Hollywood legends. The property employs a full-time staff of 50 people just to maintain the grounds and swimming pool, which overlooks the Mediterranean Sea. Here's the kicker. The owner, Russian billionaire Mikhail Prokhorov, rarely even visits. At $750 million, he essentially paid $15 million per bedroom. That's a mortgage payment most countries couldn't afford. Bill Gates didn't build Microsoft just to buy computers. In 1994, he dropped $30.8 million on Leonardo da Vinci's Codex Leicester, a 72-page notebook filled with Renaissance genius. Written between 1506 and 1510, this isn't your average diary. It contains Da Vinci's observations on astronomy, water flow, fossils, and the luminosity of the moon, all written in his signature mirror script. To read it, you literally need to hold it up to a mirror because Leonardo wrote backwards. The notebook weighs just a few pounds, but contains ideas that were 400 years ahead of their time, including theories about why the sky is blue and how rivers erode rock. At $30.8 million for 72 pages, that breaks down to roughly $427,777 per page. You could buy a luxury home for the price of a single page of Renaissance notes. Gates has digitized the entire codex and even turned it into a screensaver, meaning the most expensive book ever sold occasionally displays on his Windows desktop. Talk about putting your money where your mouth is. What if I told you a painting bought for just $10,000 at a sketchy auction sold for almost $500 million? Leonardo da Vinci's Salvator Mundi exploded onto the scene in 2017 when it sold for a staggering $450.3 million, making it the most expensive painting ever sold. This 26-inch by 18-inch portrait of Jesus Christ, roughly the size of a large laptop screen, depicts Christ holding a crystal orb. For centuries, it was lost, painted over, and dismissed as a copy until art historians confirmed it was authentic Da Vinci work. The painting disappeared for decades and was even hung in a Louisiana home where the owners had no idea what they owned. Only about 20 Da Vinci paintings exist in the world, making each one exponentially valuable. Here's the controversial part. Some experts still debate whether Leonardo painted the entire thing or just portions. The buyer, Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, who reportedly plans to display it in a new museum. At $450 million, you're paying $17.3 million per square foot of canvas. Remember that blue diamond from earlier? Hold my champagne. The Pink Star diamond sold for $71.2 million in 2017, claiming the title of most expensive gemstone ever sold at auction. This 59.6 carat oval monster is the largest internally flawless fancy vivid pink diamond ever graded by the Gemological Institute of America. To put 59.6 carats in perspective, it weighs about the same as 2 quarters stacked together, but it's worth more than a private jet, a super yacht, and a Manhattan penthouse combined. The rough diamond, mined in South Africa in 1999, weighed 132.5 carats and took 2 years of careful cutting to transform into its current form. That means expert cutters threw away more than half the original stone to achieve perfection. Pink diamonds get their color from a distortion in the crystal structure during formation, and finding one this size is literally a 1 in a billion occurrence. Hong Kong jewelry retailer Chow Tai Fook bought it and renamed it the CTF Pink Star. At $71.2 million, it costs $1.19 million per carat, or roughly $240,000 per gram. You're about to get angry. In New York City, a single parking spot sold for $1 million. Not a garage, not a parking lot, one single space to park your car. And that's not even the record. Some Manhattan parking spaces have sold for up to $1.4 million in luxury buildings. Imagine paying more for the spot to park your car than most Americans pay for their entire house. These aren't even covered spots, just painted rectangles on concrete in high-end condo buildings. The average parking space is about 180 square feet, which means you're paying roughly $5,500 per square foot, making it more expensive per square foot than luxury penthouses in Dubai. Why would anyone pay this much? In Manhattan, parking spots are rarer than affordable rent. Some buildings have one parking space for every 10 apartments, creating insane demand. Here's the part that'll make you scream. These spots often come with monthly HOA fees of $500 or more, so you pay $1 million, then keep paying. One buyer purchased 4 spots for $4 million, essentially buying a lottery ticket made of concrete. Forget yachts, diamonds, and parking spots. The most expensive thing ever sold, or rather built and funded, is the International Space Station, with a total cost of $150 billion. That's not a typo. $150 billion for a laboratory that orbits 250 miles above your head at 17,500 miles per hour. To put that in perspective, you could buy every single item on this list 50 times over and still have money left. The ISS is the size of a football field, weighs 925,000 pounds, and has been continuously inhabited since the year 2000. It circles Earth 16 times per day, meaning astronauts see 16 sunrises and sunsets every 24 hours. Here's what's insane. It costs roughly $2.6 million per day to build and maintain over its construction period from 1998 to 2011. The station consists of pressurized modules from the US, Russia, Europe, and Japan, making it the most expensive international collaboration in history. Every single component had to be launched into space on rockets, where it costs about $10,000 per pound. At £925,000, just the shipping cost was astronomical. While not technically sold, the ISS represents humanity's most expensive achievement. Here's a mind-bending bonus fact. If you took every single item on this list, sold them all tomorrow, and combined the money, you still couldn't afford to build a second International Space Station. The most expensive things humans have ever purchased prove we're capable of both incredible ingenuity and absolutely bonkers spending. So smash that subscribe button if your mind is blown, and drop a comment telling us, if you had unlimited money, which item from this list would you actually buy? Would you go for the parking spot or shoot for the stars?